Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
We're the RC Sailors and we're at our clubhouse right now at the airfield because we're gonna fly an outdoor drone. It's not super windy today, but it has a little breeze, and the X4 desired Hubsan GPS drone can handle those breezes, so we're gonna fly it. Yeah, you're not going crazy. You've seen this on the channel before. The reason we're featuring it again is because our patrons get to vote, right now at least, once per month for something to be on the channel again from the previous month. And since we hit our goal on patreon.com, we'll have that linked below in the description box. You guys get to see this flying again. This one won by a landslide. I'm not exactly sure why. It's a good drone, but everybody wants to see it fly again, so that's what we're gonna do. And for as little as $1 a month, you guys can see behind the scenes posts on stuff coming to the channel. Sometimes you get pictures and things that you don't get to see anywhere else, and you get to vote on things like what comes to the channel, and we have other fun things that we do on our Patreon account too. It doesn't just give you guys fun stuff, it actually helps keep us going, so we can get new products and travel to different locations and stuff. All that's funded and fueled through you guys. So that's what Patreon's all about. And that's what this video is about, just saying thank you to our patrons and giving you guys what you want to see. So we're going to pop our charged flight battery in. If you want to see more of this drone, we have a full initial impressions video, kind of a review video on our channel, and it's only about a month old now, so be sure to check that out. But we're going to just hook Abby's phone up to it and go out there and fly because it's not crazy windy. We've had so much wind over this last like 2-3 months. We've just been stuck inside, mainly for audio. So anyway, let's get out there and fly. All right, we're out. It's bound up. Got the Bluetooth transmitter paired. So I think one reason a lot of people wanted to see this again is because we referenced this to the Rise Tello, saying that this could maybe be a better option than the Rise Tello. Soon it's nice auto takeoff. I started the motors and it just automatically took off. So you can probably hear a light breeze. Maybe show them the windsock there. I'll just hover in place.
Right there. Very light.
So we got a little wind, maybe like 4 or 5 miles an hour. And it's doing all that. I have not touched the controls since I started the motors. So I'm going to just fly around a little bit, get this a little farther away from us. I think that this is also kind of a quieter drone than the Rise Tello. It's definitely not fair to compare this directly to the Rise because they are fairly different. But let's face it, they're both drones at about $100. They both have a camera. The Rise Tello, it doesn't come with a transmitter, but this one does, Bluetooth. You can buy a transmitter for the Rise Tello optionally.
How much is the transmitter?
The one that they recommend is kind of, I don't know, I don't want to quote it, but I think it's like 40 bucks or something.
Wow.
It might be more than that. This one comes with it and it feels really good in your hands. It also has buttons on it for the drone. It's not a gaming transmitter, it's designed for the drone.
But let's be real, how is the image quality compared to like the recorded image quality?
So this drone has a micro SD card on board. So it's actually saving the video footage directly to that card. And look at our clubhouse, it looks great. The downside is the wind. Now, I will tell you guys, this is something that most people won't do, but if you really wanted to, you could pop this footage in a stabilizer app, like our video editor, and stabilize the footage. The Rise Tello does that automatically.
But doesn't the Rise Tello skip frames?
A little bit, and it crops in. It crops in to get that stabilization. Right. It's a digital image stabilization, and that's what happens. There's me and you. I think that this drone is great. Personally, I'd rather have a bunch of these instead of any of the Rise Tello drones. Don't get me wrong, I do not hate the Rise Tello. There are a lot of DJI fanboys out there that will never say anything bad about DJI just because they own it and love it, and that's fine. I have a DJI Spark,
but technically, and
I love it.
The Rise isn't a DJI drone.
Technically, no, but it's got its name on it. There's a sticker on there that says DJI.
And so DJI was promoting it.
Now we've got telemetry on screen, because remember we actually have Wi-Fi FPV here. And I can see that we have 85% battery, so the battery life is pretty good. I can see that we are 33 meters out, 5.4 meters high. It'll tell us how fast we're going. All this on-screen telemetry is really nice. This isn't a perfect drone. Once you get farther away, the FPV gets a little bit choppy, so you see we're flying away here. And once we hit about 50 meters or so, it's still usable FPV, but it's not perfect. But I still have good control over the drone.
Well, most Wi-Fi FPV is not that usable.
Yeah, I mean, for me, line of sight, 50 meters is about the farthest I'd ever want to fly this drone away. And I can see orientation, line of sight, and it looks good. And I still have a usable signal, and that's 50 meters away. So, and I'm only saying meters because it's in meters in the app. I would say feet otherwise. It's a really good little drone. I really like it a lot. I really do.
It's cool.
It even has like our GPS coordinates up there. Now we did this in our other video. We did the waypoints, but you can do waypoints on here. The thing is, you have to land first and then do your waypoints. It's kind of weird, but it works.
Did the Tello have waypoints?
No, it doesn't have a GPS or anything.
Oh, okay.
It just
this has a GPS, and the Tello does not.
The Tello does not.
There's another reason.
The Tello has the visual positioning system. It has the infrared lights on the bottom, and it uses those and a little camera, I think, to know, like, hey, okay, the grass is moving from right to left, so I need to compensate for the wind and try to stay hovering here. You know, this is I just like this drone a lot. It's really nice for $100. Hubsan a couple years ago made one that was white with some red props, and I think we titled it World's Cheapest GPS Drone, something like that. And it has even gone down in price since then. But it does not have the Wi-Fi FPV like this one has, and it doesn't have the transmitter like this one has. So, you know, they've made improvements.
The main thing the TheRcSaylors Tello is missing is that GPS, because I know from experience answering emails, and I'm sure you know as well, Nathan, is all these beginner flyers are looking for GPS drones, and I think that's where they missed the mark with the Tello, because I feel like that's almost a must-have on beginner drone flyers must-have list. They all want GPS, affordable GPS, so that's why we like this. Why we like
this one also has like follow me functions and stuff that we talked about in our first video. We just kind of wanted to fly this and talk about the Rise a little bit more, and everybody just wanted to see it flying again. So that's what we're doing. Not everyone, our patrons.
Our patrons, yeah.
It's just a great little drone. We're just going to fly it till the battery dies, just kind of hang out, enjoy being outside. We're only at about 55% battery, so realistically about half of our flight is done, a little over half. I like to land at around 30 to 20% battery.
Did you guys know we had a vlog channel? We don't post on there very often, but we plan to start very soon. Yeah. Start posting a little bit more often over there. So if you didn't know, it'll be linked down in the description box, but it's just called TheRcSaylors, and the avatar is a picture of me and Nate. That's our vlog channel.
Yeah.
So
we've had it for a while. We've had it for a while. It's not a new thing. We've had it for a long time.
We don't post on it very often.
Now, you were talking about why doesn't the TheRcSaylors Tello have a GPS, that type. I think that if the TheRcSaylors Tello had,
it'd be like $200.
I think they could charge $170, $180, and people would have bought it in a heartbeat.
I think so.
In a heartbeat.
I think so.
Slap a GPS on there. Now, you know what?
Pretty much make the Spark minus the gimbal. That's basically what they needed.
Let's just go ahead and say this right now. They're going to have a drone that's under $200 with a GPS on it.
That's what they're doing next. So that's the next Tello.
Yep, that'll be the next
Mark
Tello.
our words.
Mark our words. Just like the Mavic Air, Spark 2.0, whatever.
And now a Mavic 2 is coming out.
Yeah, Mavic Pro 2.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what they do. But
they have to keep having the new products, so that's why they make new things lacking these features, so then they have room to grow.
Look at the big airplane coming in just to the right of the drone. It's actually really far away, but that's a big plane, so that's pretty cool.
And that's why there are height limits.
Yeah, keep it under 400 feet, guys. Now, he doesn't look like he's over 400 feet, but I guarantee he is.
He is.
Yeah, that's just a really, really big plane. That's cool.
Hello, plane.
Hello, plane.
Do you want to see the plane or the drone?
I think we can keep our FPV on screen, so.
Plane.
Now,
Cool.
by this time in this video, you'll probably have noticed that the footage of our drone is off from what we are saying. That's because this one does skip files occasionally. I noticed that on the last video, frames, yeah. So every now and then it'll just jump ahead like 2 seconds.
But didn't the Tele do that like
oh yeah, it did it. It did it really bad.
Really bad.
But this one, for having an SD card, I just want to point that out. That's probably its only downfall.
Oh, not to mention the Rise Tele downfall. I know we mentioned it briefly. We talked about the GPS issue, but the transmitter too. Where is the transmitter?
On the Tele?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were talking about.
I know, but like, how much more would they have had to charge? Like, you could just go and buy that Bluetooth one, but why not just maybe have an option to buy it with the transmitter already there, like convenience, you know?
I just want to point out how stable this is before we run out of battery. I'm going to step out here.
Okay. Stable as can be. You should just put it down.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
Hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care.
Transmitter's sitting out there. It just so you guys know, this thing flies itself. Now Abby's phone just made a noise because the battery probably hit 40% battery. And so it's telling you, hey, if you're far away, it's time to start thinking about coming back.
Put your hands in front of the camera, Nathan, so they believe you. And here's mine. Alright, save that video footage before it dies.
No, we still have quite a bit of flight time.
Oh, really?
It's at 35%.
35%. Alright.
35 there. Now, like I said, I think we will land at probably around 30% or so. This is roughly, it's cold today, so maybe about a 9-minute flight time or so. So here's what we'll do. We'll stop the footage. Don't know if your phone got it. There we go. And I think we'll just do, should we do a return to home or an auto land?
Return to home.
See return to home,
like
see how
function.
accurate it is.
Go
Yeah.
out there.
So we'll just push this out a little bit. You guys lost the footage here, sorry about that, but that's far enough. So I think I have to hold the button if I remember right.
Yep, and it goes up.
So I'm not touching the controls at all. As a matter of fact, let's just set it down.
Hey, it's right now.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
To the left here, to the left, left.
I can't find it.
Okay, you'll find it in a second.
It's too dark.
Just watch the drone landing itself, and then you can pan over to the... Look at that. That's probably about a foot or two away from where it took off.
That's not bad.
The shadow has changed.
Yeah.
I think it was about right here.
Yeah.
So, when
And it was there. Yeah.
And that's really close.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Nice little, about $100 Hubsan GPS drone with usable Wi-Fi FPV. And I still have about 35% battery left with 11 satellites connected. You know, it's just, the Rise Tele is a good little drone, but if I had $100 to spend on a drone and I only got one shot, I would rather have this guy right here. And I think that is what our channel is about. We want you guys to have the best experience as possible with whatever amount of money that you have. If you have all the money in the world, get them both, and you decide. But if you're not made of money, then that's what our channel is here for. We want you guys to be able to compare things before you actually pull the trigger on it. And for us, you know, they're both brushed motors. Just comparing them side by side,
You get more bang for your buck with the Hubsan.
You get more bang for your buck. That's right. With this guy, it's not perfect, but just comparing the two, I think this one is nicer. So big thanks to our patrons for making this video happen, because without them we would not have taken this out for a second look on the channel. And you guys completely voted for it. Remember, as little as $1 a month on Patreon, you get to see a lot of behind the scenes content. You even get to see our once a month behind the scenes video on Patreon. So swing by and check those out. And if you bump up to $5, you can be entered to get, we do monthly drawings over there.
And stickers!
And free stickers. Who doesn't like stickers? So there you have it, the Hubsan. Again, thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye!